We went on a date, and he took me on a ride in the fire truck, and I was smitten, and I remember thinking, I love this man for love, and I would marry for love and not convenience. And our life wasn't convenient. His life wasn't convenient, by any means. But it was love, and that was enough.
As her eyes brim with tears, Carmela Raguso still can't help but smile when she thinks about her hero, her husband of nearly a decade, Christopher Raguso.
I knew that there was always an end. I always thought, you know, okay, this is almost over. Let's hang on, and then it's going to be me and him. And we had all our plans set for the rest of our life. And I was just hanging on to the last day.
Chris was on his last deployment in Iraq with the Air National Guard when the helicopter he was in went down. He was one of 7 servicemen killed on March 15th of last year, one day after his 39th birthday. A devoted husband and father to 2 little girls, 7-year-old Mila and 6-year-old Eva.
I think I remember just kneeling and holding the both of them and saying, Daddy got hurt, Daddy was saving somebody, and now he's in heaven, he's an angel, and he's not coming home, but he's always with us.
It's those memories of their daddy as a selfless hero which helped them get through each day. Chris was a Renaissance man who somehow found time to do it all.
He was a New York City firefighter. He started out in 113 in Brooklyn. He studied very hard to become a lieutenant and was posthumously promoted to 302 in Queens. He was in the Air Force Reserves. He was a flight engineer on the HH-60 Pavehawks. He was a volunteer Comac firefighter.
Even with all his obligations back here in New York, Chris still felt like he needed to do more. But Carmela had finally convinced him to make this his last tour overseas. He was supposed to come home about 3 months after his death.
There are families out there that can't go on without their spouse, without the financial support of having their spouse with them. And to think that they sacrifice everything, we sacrifice everything. And then you have to go and leave your home. The girls have to leave their bedrooms or the house that they were brought home in. But I didn't have to think that way for too long because Frank swooped in.
We owe it to these families that are left behind that we are going to make a promise that we are going to take care of them.
Frank Siller started the nonprofit Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation in honor of his late brother. 34-year-old Stephen died on 9/11 after racing through the Battery Tunnel on foot with 60 pounds of gear strapped to his back so that he could get to the burning towers. Now Frank lives his life by giving back the same way his brother always did.
He sat right here at my kitchen table and he said, we're going to pay your mortgage. Your husband was a hero, and he should have gone knowing that if anything happened to him, that we would have your back here. And I have your back. Don't worry about your mortgage. You could stay in your home. We got you. Yeah, we can stay. We're not leaving. We're not going anywhere. My husband and I built this house. My husband and I raised our family in this house. We're not going anywhere. And it's because of Frank. Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
The foundation started a campaign asking donors to pledge $11 a month to aid the families of fallen first responders. Carmela now feels like it's her obligation to help others.
My mission is just to pay it forward, make sure that no one has to feel alone and have to worry about what happens after, because it's the what happens after that could really make or break a family.
So on Sunday, June 2nd, Carmela will greet the participants of the 5th annual Tunnel to Towers climb at One World Trade Center. About 1,000 athletes will climb the 2,226 steps to the top.
I'll also be there at the end as men and women come up and finish the climb. I want to bring the girls this year. I think it would be really good for them to see the hard work and the dedication of men and women who come out to help others.
Carmela will be joined at the climb by Rebecca Briggs, whose husband Deshaun was one of the servicemen alongside Chris on that fateful day back in March of last year. Rebecca's mortgage was also paid off last summer. As for Carmela, she will continue to keep her husband's memory alive. She's now able to feel just a little bit of comfort knowing that Chris did not die in vain.
That gives me some peace knowing that, yeah, he died doing what he loved and saving people. And even if he knew the outcome of that night, he still would have gone. If it meant saving one person.